Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Before we get started today, I want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button, hit the little bell so you can be notified whenever my new videos come up. It's Sunday, it's warm out, but we want something that reminds us of fall. So I'm making fettuccine with sausage and mushrooms. I am using the chicken sausage. I'm gonna get started with the ingredients rather quick. I already put on my pot of water because it cooks rather fast. Okay, let's get started. So we're gonna start with extra virgin olive oil. I have 2 rather large shallots. You could use an onion, but I prefer the sweetness of the shallots. I have 3/4 of a pound of chicken sausage that I will remove from the casing. I have a sage and parsley that I just got from the garden. But by the way, the garden isn't doing so well this year, like everything else. But anyway, that's another story. I have about a cup of white wine. If you don't want to use the white wine, use chicken stock, that works too. And I'm using Passata di Pomodoro, La Fede. And then I have some mushrooms here and heavy cream. Okay, let's, don't forget, you need a lot of good fresh cracked black pepper. Let's move right over to the stove and put it together. I'm going to start adding the oil. You don't want too much oil because don't forget it gets cream, so it is a very rich meal. I'm gonna say about 3 tablespoons, okay? Now, a little tip, when you're chopping your onion and you don't want to cry, put the exhaust on, the fumes go right up and it avoids you from getting teary-eyed. Okay, so now the shallots go in. You don't want the flame on too high because you want them to, si devono appassire, you want them to sweat, release the flavor, but not really burn. So what you do is you just with the, on a low flame with the oil, and you just keep stirring for a couple minutes. Now, while that's taking place, I don't move away from the stove. The next thing I want to show you, which is something I just learned, and like my mother and grandmother would say, non si è mai troppo vecchi per imparare. So here's an egg cutter. You put your mushroom, squeeze it, and there you go. You have sliced what happened. My thingamajig jammed, okay, because I'm not doing it on a flat surface, but here it is. You have your sliced mushroom right here. And they're perfect slices. There it goes. The mushroom is perfectly sliced. Removing the casing, you either make a slit right on it or just from the extremity, just squeeze the meat right out. Again, this is a chicken sausage. They're as delicious as the pork and they're lighter on calories, so we do prefer them. Now, I'm going to higher the flame a little bit and start adding my meat in. Okay, but before I do anything else, I'm going to go wash my hands and then come right back. Okay, so it's all in, the flame is on higher, so what you want to do is kind of break it with your wooden spoon because you don't want it to disintegrate, but you want smaller chunks. So whenever you take a bite of the pasta, you get a little bit of the mushroom, you get a little bit of the sausage, and it's just really, you want to know, right? It's delicious, absolutely delicious. Salt my meat because I want it to already have a lot of good flavor. So I'm going to say about a teaspoon. I'm going to also start adding my mushrooms in so everything cooks together. Like I said, it is a rather quick meal. You see it's browning. The mushrooms will release some water, and that's fine too, because they're not a lot. If you are using a lot of mushrooms, I suggest you sweat them in a different frying pan and then you add them to the meat. But since these are not a lot, it's going to be absolutely, because what you want is, if the camera could get closer, you want the caramelization of the meat and the onion, because that's complete, that's where the flavor is. You know, you don't want stuff that's steamed or stufato, that's bland. You want that sauteing part. That's where all the flavor is. 5 minutes have passed. Also, if you don't buy the sausage in the casing, you could all buy it already out of the casing. Or you could use a turkey chopped meat or chicken chopped meat and just add a half a teaspoon of fennel seeds. That would give the flavor of being that it's sausage. So you could take some little shortcuts to cut on calories but still make delicious food. I bunched up my parsley and sage, and what I'm going to do is with a scissor, I'm just going to snip it in. You could also do this process later on, but I'm doing it right now. Again, it really doesn't matter when you put it in. I will garnish it at the end with some of the greens, for sure. Now it's time for the wine. I have about a cup of wine here. Make sure your flame is on high, because it needs to evaporate. If you're not using wine, you can absolutely use a light beef stock, a vegetable stock, or even a chicken stock. So here it goes. You see now, it's going to pick up all the flavors from the bottom, but it needs to completely evaporate before you put in the passata di pomodoro. I am going to, I didn't tell you how much passata I'm going to put in. This whole can is 600 grams, 24 ounces. Absolutely not. I'm going to say about a cup and a half, because it's not a red sauce. You want it a cream pink sauce. So you want it macchiato. So I'm going to say about a cup and a half. Let the wine evaporate, and then I'll put the tomato in it. Time for the passata. I have about a cup and a half. I'm going to add and keep stirring. You know, even without the cream, it's also very delicious. We make it, I remember every time we go to Italy in the fall, they do have this. But the cream just binds everything together, and of course, the richness of it. Okay, 10 minutes have passed. Take a look. It looks delicious. I tasted it. It's absolutely delicious already. I was like, should I put the cream? Yes, I will put the cream, because that's what I started thinking I was going to do. So I'm going to lower the flame a little bit, add the cream in. It's it was a little bit under a cup and a half. So here it goes. There you see. Now, the water is almost boiling. So while this simmers away and it gets all combined, I will drop my pasta in. What you want to do is come right over to the boiling water. Salt your water according to your, just a handful should be enough. Okay. These are fresh pappardelle. I got them at my local deli. And I've had them many times, and they're delicious. Okay. Make sure that the flame is on high, because it's okay. It's getting very crowded in this kitchen. Everybody wants to eat. So I'm going to take the pasta with the tongue and just place it right into my big saute pot, okay? And it makes it easy and quick. And then there it goes. Still more pasta to add. Okay, meet me at the table for the tasting. It's ready. Let's just put it in a big serving plate. Oh, look at this. Wow. Absolutely. Need I say delicious? I mean, look at it. So, again, now for the final touch, I'm going to bunch up a little bit of the sage and the parsley and chop, chop, chop right on top. Okay, now call everybody, because pasta waits for nobody. So get this half of the crew here, get that other half. It's definitely Sunday with a beautiful plate like this. Okay, we're ready to eat. I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm not gonna taste it. I know already it's delicious. I hope you make it. You can do a little less sauce, more cream, it's up to you. But either way, it's always, the final product will be delicious. Buon appetito, la pasta non aspetta nessuno, so we're eating. Arrivederci, alla prossima.
All right, I'm the celebrity guest taster for the day, okay? Mmm, delicious. Subscribe below.